Good morning and welcome to episode 1187, Remington 1187 of Hard Factor. It is Thursday, April 13th, 2023. Thank you for cheating on the news with us today. Mark's got sports, potholes, online feuds, and much more in the cup of coffee in the big time.
You said it, mister.
Okay.
Yeah, should be a good one.
Good. I took a guess, so I'm glad I got it right. I've got a disinformation rabbit hole on deck. You guys will see where it goes. Thanks to the listeners who submitted all this stuff that
Nice.
made me read a bunch of articles. It's fun. Wes has a schools and schools / soft corner. It's important information, but it's
I got holes in the schools today.
it's not good.
Right.
It's not good for any of us, unfortunately. And Wes has a fools and schools and soft corner combo. Wes, how you feeling? Are you okay?
Yeah, last night was rough, but I'm here. I wasn't gonna, if I had gotten a harder job, I might have bitched out. But
Since you got to write whatever you want,
yeah.
You on that Mucinex, dog?
Yeah, Mucinex, man.
Yeah.
I made the mistake of taking it last night. I guess I read because I got
Got like
NyQuil.
meth in it. Yeah.
Well, it breaks up your mucus, so it makes you cough more before it like clears you up. So I took it right before I went to bed and just had like coughing fits all night. So I was like, it was just a terrible night. Terrible.
Yeah.
Don't take Mucinex at night.
Mucinex makes you.
I think I've gotten
more.
some
You heard it
bronchitis
here first.
Yeah.
Well, it breaks up the mucus, and then
know.
I guess it
Did you take the cough suppressant one? There's like a Mucinex.
I did.
Anti-cough.
I think you took
I
that's an expectorant that you took, I believe.
I did. I took an
Yeah,
expectorant,
yeah.
but it didn't work very well.
So that's different than a suppressant.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you did. So you didn't treat yourself successfully, but you still feel good and you're okay and you're here.
I'm here. Well,
Okay.
I'm happy. I like my story. I'm happy to be here. I'm
Fantastic.
happy to see you guys.
Fantastic. We missed you, Wes. We were doing
Happy to
the
see you too, yeah.
doing the bonus podcast earlier today. Patreon.com/Hard Factor if you want to check those out. Hive Hour and Florida Man Friday.
We missed ya, Wes.
Very fun as always.
Might want to check those out.
Wes, you really want to listen to Florida Man Friday. Lots of stories germane to your beat on this show. So
Bestiality.
oh yeah. And
Yeah, that's one of them.
Few others.
That is one of them. Pit bulls, bestiality.
Specifically, bestiality.
Yeah, that's one of the topics. And then Pat, speaking of topics, he's up last today. He's got pit bull owners. Wow, surprise. Speak of the devil, acting crazy again. Wild now.
It's not just the pit bull that'll kill you from a pit bull owner. There are ancillary, if you will, risks that you run if you run with a pit bull owner. And I'm going to go over one of them in particular.
Whoa.
yeah.
Tons of them.
Okay.
Okay. They like drag you off. They drag you off a cliff type thing. Is that like we'll see? Because we'll get to it.
I'm gonna have to stay tuned to the end of the show, Mark.
Okay.
Last segment.
Ooh,
All
what a
right. Okay.
tease.
All right.
What a tease.
Because you said run, so I was thinking running, and then they're strong and they might pull you off a cliff. But I don't know. We'll
Yeah.
see.
No,
Powerful
I
jaws.
I double used run because I said run in the sentence right before that, unrelated to running with the dogs. And
See,
then
I was getting tipped off to
brought
your,
run
to your
in
verbiage. Yeah, so I was.
after. That was all freestyle. There, and it had nothing. Yeah, no, it wasn't as smart as it sounded.
Okay, well, I read into it a
was
little
clever.
too much.
I mean,
read
it
into
sounded
it.
great though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sounded
it was all
fantastic.
bullshit.
Thought I solved the case. You guys want to do the news?
No, you'll have to wait till the end.
Yeah, cup of coffee in the big time.
All right, we got before we do the top stories of the day, we got some jokes of the day from the Discord. Timmy from Canada, and don't read too much into this. I'm pretty sure Timmy's an avid gun supporter, so don't get your panties in a bunch, everyone, with these jokes. They're just jokes, okay? Timmy says, "What's the difference between Americans and computers?"
I don't know, Mark. What's the difference?
Americans don't have troubleshooting.
No, we don't.
And then Tom M
No,
came
we
back.
don't. But
Tom M came back on top of that joke and said, "Wow, This joke's so dark, the GOP threw it out of the Tennessee House of Representatives.
That guy got back in, right? He got.
I don't
They're
know.
both in.
Both
back
guys
in.
were thrown out. I guess they got back in. Yeah.
They kept the
Well,
white lady.
They
kept
was
the
a
white lady, yeah.
ceremonial. It was a ceremonial throw-out.
No, it was a workaround, Willie. Both cities have a workaround. So it created a vacant seat, them getting tossed out, and then
they
the
filled the
city has
vacancy.
the right to fill
They
the vacancy.
filled
So they
it
just
with
filled
them.
it back with the guy.
Could
There
they
you
throw
go.
him out
So-
again? Just the cycle.
So yeah,
They could,
they probably
yeah.
could, but it would be hilarious. They just keep putting him back in. That'd be amazing.
Anyways, I thought both those were clever. Good.
Tim is a Canadian elitist.
Yeah,
You
okay.
think he looks down on us from his
Yeah.
frozen throne in the
Yeah,
north?
he does. He knows.
Yeah.
He knows he does.
There you have it. There you have it. Speaking of dark, check out this. Do I have the picture of it? Where is it? Check out the cloud of this dark cloud. Whoa. Look at that.
whoa. dark cloud.
Is that? Oh
Would
no!
you
is
look
this
at
the-
that?
Is that East Palestine?
Yeah, are we looking at it again?
It's
Is it the-
similar. It's similar, guys. That
What
is
the fuck, dude? How many times this
Whoa.
year?
It's
What the
similar,
fuck?
right? That is a dark cloud from like an enormous 5-alarm fire or whatever the largest fire is that erupted at an Indiana recycling plant. They're going a little overboard with recycling here, don't you think? You know?
Yeah, you're not supposed to burn it.
No, it seems like the opposite of what you're saying. They aren't recycling plants specifically to avoid trash piles, trash
thought-
burn piles. You know,
Geez, they really recycled the shit out of that, huh?
Yeah.
Now let's listen to a news clip to see what the fuck happened in Indiana.
Always said that place is gonna go up in flames one day, and it sure did.
This
Damn.
massive fire at a large recycling plant putting
Dang.
out toxic
Saw this
smoke
coming.
could burn for days. Officials say 14 acres of plastics stored on the property. But with this site especially, it wasn't a matter of if, but when, with city officials aware the operations were a fire hazard.
The issue was a unsafe building and unsafe grounds.
And putting the blame squarely on an owner of the recycling plant.
That business owner is fully responsible for all of this. We have the unsafe building order and the recorded court documents, and everything that's ensued here, the fire, the damages, the risk that our first responders have taken and the risk these citizens are under are the responsibility of that negligent business owner.
An evacuation order is in place for a half-mile radius. Around 2,000 residents ordered to evacuate, including one who lives at the heart of it.
I can see from the debris that some of it was on fire and it hit the trees, the tree line, and the trees immediately ignited.
When she got the evacuation order, she didn't hesitate to leave her home.
And when they said evacuate, I didn't have shoes on, I had socks on, and I left my purse, my shoes, I left a lot of things, personal things, at the house and just got in the car and drove away.
Okay, so she's
Gotta take 30 seconds to put your shoes on.
She's kind of a moron, right?
For
She
sure,
dropped
yeah, I mean,
she
like
dropped everything and evacuated shoes.
you got to put the shoes on, but you want to, but you
At
do
least
want to
bring
get
them
away.
in the car with you. Go grab them,
Takes
Bring
30
them,
seconds.
grab them,
and the
grab 'em.
purse with your license and your
Yeah.
ID and your money.
Guys,
Your cash, yeah.
Yeah.
Guys, cut her a break. It was raining. It was raining microplastic ash all over
the
her,
tree
all
line
right?
across the street.
It's a hectic situation. You
she's-
might forget your shoes.
No,
I'm
she's
gonna
like
pretend I didn't hear that for a minute.
yeah, she's like the opposite of the people that hunker down on the coastline during like massive hurricanes. She's
Yeah.
like, oh, I gotta go, and just like went out naked. So I mean, she's kind of a moron. But anyways, the
And
real
producer Eric says they have an air quality alert way down in
Yeah.
southern Indiana. So it's
oh yeah, that's
Who's
that's
a bigger moron,
true.
Mark? The people that hunker down or the people that just drop
That forgot
everything
their shoes.
and go?
It's a great question. I'm leaning towards drop everything and go.
no. It's definitely the trash pile
I don't
guy who caused the
No,
massive.
yeah, he's talking about hurricane people versus this lady. Yeah, let's get back
Evacuation
to the.
types.
We can put up a poll. Put up a poll, Eric. People that evacuate like without their belongings and pets.
Evacuate
or
too
people
fast,
that,
or
people that
people
stay
that
and
never
potentially
evacuate?
die.
Yeah.
Yeah. Put that poll up. But
Yeah.
let's get back to the real story. Well, good point. It's this giant recycling plant that was doing God knows what, but apparently something many of the townsfolk knew to be a fire hazard operation-wise. And now the whole town will be breathing in plastic-filled
Yeah.
smoke and other chemicals like in East Palestine, and it's spreading, as Eric mentioned, all around Indiana. So this, not only is it tiny little minuscule particles of plastic that people are going to be sucking down, but all the chemicals that
I
burn,
mean,
are
have
burning
you
off
ever
in this
thrown
thing.
plastic into a
Yeah.
bonfire?
It's not
Fucking
good.
gross.
Oh, it makes you
14, what did I
cough
say?
immediately.
14
Yeah,
tons
it's
or 14
fucking
acres
terrible.
worth of plastic. It's bad.
So obviously, this plant was being run by a town moron that everyone knew was a moron.
Yeah,
that's what that guy. First guy was like, "I knew it was going up. I saw it, buddy."
What was the guy? It's Phil fucking Hoskins.
Phil Flack or whatever.
It's the same type of guy from yesterday with the truck spill. But yeah, I mean,
Phil.
all the schools are shut down because the kids can't be near the smell of this stuff, and it's a huge mess. Like Middle America is getting butt fucked with chemical stuff and disasters.
Well, you gotta put the clamps on like the train people and the plastic people, right?
What's
I mean,
going on?
There's so many fucking toxic spills.
What's going on?
I thought that recycling. I knew that, like, I don't know. I guess I, for some reason, thought that because it's usually such a well-run operation, like wherever I've lived, that it's like kind of the government's involved in recycling. And I know that trash companies are kind of independent, but I thought that like maybe the government might have been involved a little bit. It's not like it's not like it's like an independent prison, basically.
Yeah, it sounds like it's one moron for profit,
right.
One for profit moron.
Right, he's got government contracts and shit.
Yeah, but is there an inspector dude ever that
should
comes
be.
through?
It sounds.
I
don't know.
Because the redneck across the street was
Great
like,
point.
I inspected it with my eyes and I saw it was going to go up in flames.
I inspected with my bullshit meter, and it was bullshit.
So I mean, like, who, like, I am sure it is just on the business owner for sure. He is
Right,
the negligent
he's
party,
mainly
but
to blame. But how many people?
what is going on? Like, does somebody not check his shit? Like, does somebody not walk through the plastic yard and
He
be like,
greases
"Hey,
the wheels.
you've got too much fucking burnt plastic."
He's cutting corners, so he's got all sorts of cash to bribe the auditors or whoever with. Yikes. Not good in Indiana. Here's one bad news for Wes. Apparently, the Los Angeles Lakers won the last game of the regular season and are in the playoffs as the 7th seed in the West, and will take on the Minnesota Timberwolves in a series that starts this weekend. With all the other NBA series, there's a play-in game, 2 play-in games Wednesday night, but the real series start this weekend. Wes was not happy in the group text about LeBron being on TV for the playoffs or something. You don't like him, huh?
No, I don't like LeBron. I think he's a big crybaby. Doesn't everyone think LeBron's a big crybaby?
Yeah, I mean, he
of course.
is, but you don't want him.
Drama,
you don't want the playoffs.
Yeah,
the NBA,
drama.
You don't want the
Listen,
NBA's all-time scoring leader, one of the best players ever to live.
I'll watch Game 7 if
you don't want him
LeBron's
in
in
the
it.
playoffs?
No,
The NBA is not
I
a
don't like
league.
LeBron. He doesn't listen. LeBron dunking the basketball doesn't impress me at all. He should be able to dunk a basketball. In fact, he should be doing better dunks with his physique and the way and his.
He should do the dunk
his
contest,
ability.
in fact.
Yeah,
You're right.
Yeah, it's not impressive for LeBron to dunk a basketball.
He should score 60 a game. Yeah,
he should.
No. But the NBA, it's less of a sports league. It's more like Real Housewives season, And LeBron is like the drunkest, craziest Real Housewife. And
I mean,
if you don't have him in the playoffs.
I like to
you
see
lose
people I
all
hate
the drama.
in the play.
He's
He's like the Teresa of the
He's the Teresa of the
NBA. By the way, new season of Real Housewives in New Jersey. Not a plug, just a fan. Apparently, out
LeBron
now,
loves it.
Haven't watched it yet. I was gonna watch it after the show tonight. Let you know.
All right, well, let us know. Let us know.
By the way, is our intern Joey a Yankees fan and a Lakers fan?
No, and a Packers fan.
Oh,
Yeah, he likes all the good teams from the
right.
90s.
Is he
yeah.
okay.
Yeah, it's
I'm surprised he's not a
ridiculous.
Cowboys
It's
fan.
absolutely ridiculous. His fandom makes no sense. It's annoying.
But
But
it makes sense. It makes sense.
that makes absolutely no sense. I'm with you though, Wes. I hate to see generational talents doing their thing in the playoffs. You're right. I prefer the least talented players to get a shot to entertain me during the playoffs.
No, you don't.
If you cross West, he hates you on all fronts, man.
No,
He
he
doesn't pick
You
and
get no
choose.
breaks. Yeah.
Oh, you're right. All right. In other sports news, the Real Madrid's looking real strong in the Champions League. They beat the brakes off of Chelsea 2-0 in the first leg of the quarterfinals. Real Madrid owns the Champions League. Also, Manchester City looking real strong as they beat the brakes off of Bayern Munich 3-0 earlier in the week. That would
Man
be a good.
City has been
That would be a good
all
finals
season.
Well, they got Haaland, that guy that scores the giant guy that scores like 150
beast,
goals a game. Yeah.
It's a lot of goals.
He does. He scores a lot of goals.
He broke like the fastest goal scoring record in the EPL this year too. Dude,
Oh my God.
I mean, they're on fire, man.
Where's he
City,
from?
How
Belgium?
fast was it?
Holland?
Norway, maybe?
Norway?
I don't know. Let me look that up. Where is Haaland?
He is good. His,
Better than Mbappe?
His countryman. Oh yeah, I think so. His country.
Well, I think they play a little bit
about
of
the
different
same.
position, right?
No, they're both strikers. I mean,
Well, yeah,
different
but
style.
different
He's like a
style.
Van Nistelrooy or like a Ibrahimovic.
Van Nistelrooy.
But he puts it in the net, and Mbappe goes on runs. Sure. But I mean, they're both the two best goal scorers right now in the world. That would be a nice final, though. Hopefully, they're not in the semifinals matched up. I don't know how it works out, but Man City versus Real Madrid should be in the finals. And that's
He was born in Leeds. Interesting.
what?
born in Leeds, but
come
he's
back
Norwegian.
home, buddy.
He's Norwegian. He plays for the Norwegian team.
It'll
But
be like Zava.
he should play for Leeds though, because he was born there. That would be badass, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
But his dad played.
circle,
Usually that's what that means, man.
Yeah. I bet he did play in Leeds. Yeah. Traitor. He got too good. Hey.
People are Jack Severt says Mbappe takes it.
Well, pure goal scoring, I think Haaland's better, but
Jack
Mbappe
knows
might be
everything.
better.
So
just finishing, I think you're right. I think at least
Just
this
finishing.
season. At least this season, just finishing for sure.
Let's just look at the goal numbers. How about that? Arnold Schwarzenegger is back in the news. He's pumping up his biceps and he coming all the time. Might want to watch Pumping Iron. If you haven't seen that gem, it followed Arnold around when he was in his prime Mr. Olympia era, like 30 years ago, 40 years ago. And he just talked shit about how much he came from both sex
He's
and
coming
lifting
all the
weights,
time.
coming all the time. And
Dude, he would eat full pies. They would lift weights and get high, and then they would go eat full pies. They would just eat a full pie.
And then he'd eat a puss pie after that. And look,
let's take a minute. Just take a minute, just a second, real quick, and just think about that lifestyle. It's the late 1970s. You're ripped. You are just in peak physical
strongest man in
condition.
the world.
You're living in Southern California, guys. You're working out outside a lot, and you were just smoking dope and eating whatever you want to eat.
Dude,
it's a top 5 documentary of all time.
Manly puss pie.
Pumping Iron.
It's amazing.
It's like, did it start like the whole doc like fad? It was so good.
It was so good. It's hard to find too. But
you know what it was, Will? It was art documentary applied to sports, which hadn't happened very often up until then.
Groundbreaking.
The other great part of that documentary is he just destroys dumb as rocks the Hulk Lou Ferrigno for being dumb as rocks and for being second best in Mr. Olympia to Arnold. He's like, "Hello, you big dummy! You're going to get second again, you idiot!"
And Lou Ferrigno's dad is a caricature.
Oh
there's so many caricatures in that.
It's okay, Lou.
Yeah. You're the best.
You can
Lou.
beat him.
You can beat him, Lou. You're great, Lou.
Yeah, like Long Island encouragement dad versus Austrian.
Louis, you're amazing, Louis.
Well, and Arnold hates his father. He moved away from him. Moved to the United States.
That's right. That's right.
He was a Nazi. Yeah.
Well, the former governor of California is back doing showboaty political things as he filled up a pothole in a Los Angeles street that he thought the city was taking way too long to fill up. So here he is. There he is with cool shades on, doing half the work while the other guy does most of the work. He just, filled up a pothole. There you go. LA's fixed. Cool.
He's kind of dressed like to the Terminator a little bit.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
He posted a short video. Go ahead, Pat.
I'm not an expert on asphalt and seal coating, but I believe it's called a cold patch. What he did, I believe he was a cold patch.
Okay, so it's not he didn't really fully pave the road.
I mean, it's the most basic level of repair you can do.
Jeez, Arnold.
He did a video.
So he just packed like loose gravel in it, and there's no real tar.
No, there's tar in cold patch. When it dries, it hardens. But it's it's the most baseline.
Wow. He also took
Schwarzenegger would go a little bit above and beyond.
You would think so. He also took like a short video of it, or had someone take it, and the audio is like the worst audio quality. It's like Colin Phillips trying to record something on the Hive Adventures, and he posted it on Twitter, and it cuts off like some lady drives by and she's like, "Thank you so much, Arnold." And you can see she's driving in the lane and she's nowhere near the pothole. So like no cars actually were even going to hit this thing.
Right. That was staged. Yeah.
Yeah. And she's like, "Thank you so much, Arnold." And he's like, "Oh, you're welcome. It's been taking too long." And then it cuts off. He like in mid sentence and it's just like, what is going on?
He's like AOC at the border.
Yeah.
His huge thumb hit it.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, can you drive by in a minute?
Yeah.
Thank me for doing
havoc on bicycles and vehicles.
But yeah, pretty impressive. Oh wait, the top comment in Arnold's own post on Twitter about him, doing the video thing was of this guy, 48-year-old Dodaro Billhor, and it was a news article, a video about him. He's fixed 585 potholes himself and counting. One's way bigger than Arnold's in the video because he hates potholes because one killed his son when he flipped his motorbike in Mumbai, India on a pothole and got a severe brain injury and died. Damn. So this guy's been filling in potholes ever since.
What a beast.
In India or Los Angeles?
In India, but he could handle one in Los Angeles.
Mark, no problem. I feel like we have an American version of that hero that we.
So?
I'll find him, or Eric, if you could find him. I think there's an American version of the Dodaro Billhor.
USA's.
Let's find him. Let's find him because this guy should be governor or something.
Dodaro Billhor.
He should be. Potholes are.
Yeah, the potholes are. I mean, he definitely is unimpressed with Arnold's work. Anyways, we talked.
What is that? A cold patch?
Yeah. I remember my first pothole fix after it killed my son.
Yeah, then it goes down a dark way. You got to keep Billhor on the light side, on the positive, on the positive.
Trying to go on a trip with that guy must be hell. Like you're just trying to get somewhere.
Stop right here.
Stop! I think we just ran over one.
You have to wait for 6 hours for him to fill every pothole.
Yeah, it takes you forever to get anywhere.
But also, like super easy guy to like rob or play a trick on. You just send him on a route with a bunch of potholes, and he's gonna take his time.
Yeah, his house is wide open. Okay, we talked about this briefly on the Hive Hour today, amongst several other very important things like curves on buildings and where to live in Chicago. Check that out at patreon.com/hardfactor. Very insightful show into our personal lives and fucked up minds. But I have to bring this topic back up on the main show as well, because it was pretty much the top trending news for a while on Wednesday, and that's the whole NPR Twitter situation.
This ridiculous.
Yeah, I'll kind of get into it for those that are unfamiliar. I guess what's been happening is Elon Musk has been labeling companies a certain way and people a certain way with this new system on Twitter. You got the yellow check marks for companies, the blue check marks.
It's a backlash from the Twitter files thing.
Sure, and then he's grouping
but
people in political segments like Democrat or Republican or whatever, and then super user and all this other stuff. And then he's calling out companies and labeling them like government funded or state funded or publicly funded. For example, he had BBC, the big British news company, listed as government funded. They did not like that.
Oh, right. Shit.
They did not like that. They did a multi-hour interview with Elon that they released on Wednesday.
Right.
And as a result of that and them showing him whatever information they showed him, they convinced him to agree to change the BBC Twitter from government funded to publicly funded, and now it is on Twitter. But NPR, who is also listed as government funded like the BBC was and like some other big PBS and some other big
isn't the BBC, they are partially, right?
Yeah, so is NPR. We're going to get to it, but they did enough to prove that like they're more publicly funded or whatever. They did a 3-hour interview with him, which is what he really wanted.
NPR, BBC is a huge business. I'm sure that a lot of it is not.
But they played his game and they got him to do his thing. They got they each scratched each other's back. NPR also listed as government funded. They did not decide to appeal to Musk or play his game. They took their ball and ran and just quit Twitter. Now, I thought NPR was publicly funded, but apparently maybe not wholly. They're about 1% officially federally government funded to the main parent NPR. But there's potentially up to a third or more funding from like member.
It flows down.
Right, from member stations. So like member stations pay dues to NPR, which is at least a third of their income. And those member stations might be up to 100% funded by state and federal governments.
Right.
So it could be up to like 30 or 40% NPR. Technically, when you look into it,
it's a highly subsidized business. It's a highly government.
Every NPR member station does a fund drive every year. And
I
worked at one.
But they're not fully funded by
every day. They're like us, asking for money every day.
Right.
They're us funded by the government.
It's
a lot of them are funded by
it's
universities.
Right. It's certainly
but who get their money from where?
It's certainly a mix. It's probably more public, but it's certainly a mix. They're pissed. I guess
not
who
always.
knows?
A lot of times, federal.
One other than me knows like exactly the mix of public versus government. But they got slapped with the government funding label, which I guess people care about because it might make them look less trustworthy. If they're beholden to government sponsorships, they might have to whatever. I think they're relatively unbiased, but are just nerd-ass nerds and don't really care. But
they're not. I mean, who cares? Right? It's not a great news
outlet. Apparently, people, including NPR themselves, care because they did say this makes us look less trustworthy, and they left Twitter. So yeah. Elon Musk and Lauren Boebert and some other people are now calling for NPR to be defunded, and it's a whole shit show. Who cares? Exactly. That's why
they are a great news outlet if you look at them as a whole. Because NPR isn't like the New York Times where it's like one thing, or Fox News who also left Twitter.
Twitter label.
Yeah, but you have C-SPAN. Why you need
Twitter? C-SPAN literally is just a feed of the floor of the house.
Yeah, but that's where the action's happening. NPR is just a bunch of professors talking about.
C-SPAN is just a security camera.
I don't want to hear a bunch of professors takes about what was happening on C-SPAN. I could just
catch it on C-SPAN. But look, Musk is just bullying everyone on Twitter.
You heard it here. C-SPAN superior to NPR.
There you go. Musk is just bullying
Especially
everyone
the
on Twitter.
call-ins from the people. That's
For
my
sure.
favorite part of
those
C-SPAN.
are good. We discussed his punk ass in detail in the Hive Hour. I don't feel like getting worked up over that dude again. So
no, I mean
check
Elon's being
out that
petty.
Patreon.
Elon's being petty. I'm not saying like
that
like NPR's in the wrong or anything. I'm just saying like
I mean, it's a Twitter label. It's a petty thing. Like, oh, they label them as government funded. Now they're embarrassed. Now they want like that story to me is not that cool, which is why even though it was
what are they worried about though? I mean,
it makes them look
like
them
look untrustworthy.
Yeah, they're like, oh, the government pays for us, the people
no, but
don't
this
trust
whole
work,
like
whatever.
temper tantrum they're having makes them look even more untrustworthy.
I agree. I think it's a weird temper tantrum. Yeah,
it's a weird move.
Yeah.
No, man, it's labeling them something that they're not
caught,
or it's like too narrow of a label. It makes them look like RT, government funded. It looks like Russian state media.
It's like giving them the wrong pronouns for their company.
Oh,
look,
yeah, but I guess he's saying like you do technically fall under the same platform, right? The same.
Couldn't they be slash
category
public slash government funded? But who cares? I mean, who cares?
Yeah.
I don't
Who
care.
does
A lot of people care. Anyways, I didn't want to make that the cream of the crop because fuck that. So we're not going to do it. Here's another.
The cream of the crop.
This top story is all about Pablo Escobar's cocaine-funded hippopotamuses or hippopotami.
Really?
Right? Yeah. One of Escobar's prized hippos was struck by a car on a highway in Puerto Triunfo, Colombia, yesterday, and it died.
Oh no!
Wow.
Look at the size.
What happened to the car?
Massive.
This is what happened to the car.
Fucked up.
It was at night, as you can see in the image, and somehow the guy driving.
Car.
It does look like Intern Jackson's car. Hopefully he's okay. He is.
Hopefully you're all right.
As you can see, the guy driving the car totaled his car, but somehow came out with no injuries. So
for now, he's dead
internally. Yeah, the hippo's dead. That's lucky for the guy, not for the hippo. Not every day you see a hippopotamus crossing the highway and you hit it head on. And while that's not the best, a dead hippo, while researching the story, I found some hilarious information about the human-eating impressive animal that is not native to South America, being in Colombia 30 years after the cocaine kingpin Pablo Escobar was gunned down at his compound in Medellin. So turns out Pablo liked fancy exotic things, We probably knew that, right?
Well, yeah, hippos. I mean, when you have a hippo menagerie that you bought with your Coke money, that establishes you're into luxury goods.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. That's pretty sweet. So
hippos you forgot about too. I mean, like they wouldn't be around today unless he forgot about them. And you got to be real rich to forget about an exotic animal.
Yeah, but they've been dealing with these hippos for what seems like years. There's like a new what are they going to do with the hippos? They had Pablo Escobar. They were going to transfer him to a sanctuary, and now I guess there's running free.
I forgot about all this stuff. We talked about it. So what happened is he said, hey, let's get some fucking hippos over here, probably also to literally feed his enemies too, right? It's like dual purpose. Like you cross Pablo.
I'd imagine a hippo eats people almost better than anything. Like
it does. It kills like 5,000 humans a year. It's like the number one outside of like mosquitoes. It's like the number one top. It's like the top.
You guys remember Congo, the movie Congo?
Yeah.
There's a scene in the movie Congo
with the gorillas,
with the shitty gorilla.
Mm-hmm.
What's the girl's name? Coco. Like
Coco.
Yeah.
Coco.
Don't go in there. Don't go in there.
Oh no!
There's a scene in that movie where they're crossing.
Watch Jurassic Park instead.
It's better. It's better.
Park is better than Congo.
Especially the effects. Those effects are fucking garbage. But there's a scene in that. There's a scene in Congo.
Congo's not that bad, but
it's
no
the twister.
We watch Congo, bro. It's
no Jurassic Park. I'm saying, but
right.
It's a good time.
It's on the level with Dante's Peak, but
there you go. Dante's Peak is a great.
Yeah, it's the volcano to Dante's Peak. Anyway, there's a scene in it where they're crossing a river and a hippo like growls at them, and it makes you fucking jump. That I gotta watch that scene, dude. Because that hippo is ferocious. It displays the ferocity of a hippo. Those things are like, they're evil.
Dude, they're really
territorial.
bad.
And they're hungry too.
So here's what happened though. So not great news for Colombia, as Wes kind of foreshadowed. So Escobar wants the hippos. So 4 African hippos were smuggled into Colombia for Pablo back in the 1980s. 1 male and 3 females. You starting to get the picture? Randy West is a hippo and 3 lady hippos with childbearing hips.
Mm-hmm.
Inbred hippos, bro.
Starting to get the picture.
Oh.
And bear they did. So now there are over 150 invasive hippos running around Colombia.
All that dude's kids.
Crossing highways in the middle of the night like North American deer. Like they got a hippo problem down there. They have no known predators. They're rapidly reproducing.
Oh shit! Cars, Hondas.
Yeah,
Are they going to spread all the way over South America? These hippos?
Well, finally in 2021,
incredible.
The Colombian government took some action and began sterilizing the hippos, but they haven't been able to get all of them, subdue all of them and snip all of them. So still today, the numbers are growing, even though they started to sterilize them. A cull has been suggested by Colombians that are sick of hippos eating them. And Colombian officials have been ignoring that so far. And I guess they're really into animal rights. So they're like, I know a few of you.
They are invasive.
Few of you have been eating here and there, but
they are an invasive species, though.
Let's try to sterilize them.
How's the meat, you think?
Probably pretty gamey, but probably good. He can eat anything. You can season anything, right?
Yeah, apparently for Africans, there's nothing new in eating hippo. They love it. Unlike Americans, they enjoy plenty of fat.
Maybe get a bunch of Africans over there to kill and eat the hippos.
Hungry Africans turn the tables on them.
Yeah. Great game, Hungry Hippos. Also, don't break the ice.
Great game.
Anyways, the Colombian officials were like, I don't know if we're going to cull them just yet. And then they started doing what Wes mentioned earlier. They started trying to trank them and send them to sanctuaries in other countries like Mexico and India, to name a few. And they're just trying to ship them to other countries.
Who wants a Pablo Escobar hippo?
No one.
An inbred one? A coked out inbred hippo?
Imagine being on a plane with a sedated hippo. That's bringing it back up, but that's like a scene in Jurassic Park. You hope that thing doesn't wake up. I'm sure it's in a cage, but I'm still passing on that flight. Hippo plane?
Good thing they didn't have that in Congo. It would have got ugly.
I see an idea for a movie. Hippos on a plane.
Good idea. Good idea.
That's what's going on in Colombia. They got a hippo problem. Yeah.
If you didn't see Congo, let me let you in on it. So this one ape gorilla is trained, right, to use sign language to speak, right, sign to speak technology. They take that fucker over to the Congo, and they meet some real bad silverback gorillas.
Bad gorillas.
She's like, don't fuck me. Don't fuck me.
So this fucking gorilla Coco gets put in the most precarious situation where it has to somehow negotiate between
befriend gorillas 8 times the size.
Yeah, Coco got fucked in this whole situation.
Oh yeah. Don't toss me around. Don't pass me around.
Use lubricant. Use lubricant.
Oh,
that was the wrong cave to put her in. Yeah.
Michael Crichton, though, it was same author as Jurassic Park.
Before we move on, Jack Sievert is going ham on in the comment section about Elon Musk censoring for Modi in India, and critics of Modi are getting man. Look, we listen to the Hive Hour. We believe it. We trash Elon in the Hive Hour.
He toots Xi's horn all the time.
Yeah,
but also, as Jack points out, he will scratch your back if you scratch his.
He's petty and he likes money and he's
he's petty.
Guy. Yeah.
Producer Eric also points out that he placed he had to punish his own employees after he found out that they were shadow banning the Twitter files. So he'll go after anybody that crosses him in any way, and that's just, and he's always out for himself. That's who
he's out for the First Amendment, unless you're talking shit about him, and then he.
Guys, enough about this India bullshit. Eric, did we find the Indian version of Bill Hoare who fills the potholes? God damn it,
pothole man. We'll get back to it, but look. The whole story that we just talked about, the hippos, it makes me think you got to be careful with invasive species of not only animals but plants. Certain things just don't grow and thrive in certain areas, and I don't know much about that, but I'll tell you who does. That's our sponsor today, Fast Growing Trees. Right?
Yep.
Have you heard the saying, "Good fences make good neighbors"? Yeah, I have. How about some lush, strategically placed trees instead? Get instant privacy with fastgrowingtrees.com. Fastgrowingtrees.com's plant experts curate thousands of easy-to-grow plant, shrub, and tree varieties for your unique climate. Meyer lemons to evergreens and everything in between. Happy plants, happy home. Am I right? But sometimes it's hard to know which plants will do best. No problem, because with fastgrowingtrees.com, you get customized recommendations based on your specific needs. Plus, their plant experts are always available to help keep your plants growing healthy through the season and beyond. No more waiting in long lines and hauling heavy plants around. With fastgrowingtrees.com, you order online and your plants arrive at your door in just a few days.
Fresh.
I love Fast Growing Trees because I found a Meyer lemon tree I've been have my eye on for a great price. Okay. And you'll find what you're looking for a great price too. And with Fast Growing Trees 30-day alive and thrive guarantee, you know everything will look great fresh out of the box. Join over 1.5 million happy Fast Growing Tree customers. Go to fastgrowingtrees.com/factor now to get 15% off your entire order. Get 15% off at fastgrowingtrees.com/factor.
Do it. There's nothing classier than having a row of trees that surrounds you in your backyard. And then add on top of that, what if it was a flowering tree or a fruit-bearing tree that you could just go pick your own fresh fruit off of while you sit there?
You know who likes to pick fresh food off of trees, according to a book, that naked slut Eve. So you want naked women over, you know.
That's right. She started.
That's right.
Naked women like to pick fruit off of trees.
To have slutty
bad girls.
Any Eves around?
You're about to have a party in that backyard. It's gonna be nice. It's gonna be nice. And the row of trees will be perfect privacy. No one will see what's going on.
That's right.
The debauchery. And when you're done with that, you're gonna need something to eat. And lucky for us, this episode was brought to us by Green Chef. What is Green Chef? Green Chef is a CCOF certified meal kit company. Green Chef makes eating well easy with plans to fit every lifestyle, whether you're keto, paleo, vegan, vegetarian, gluten-free, or just looking to eat more balanced meals. Green Chef offers a range of recipes to suit your preferences. Fill up with protein-packed, their newest collection of recipes for a high-protein dietary preference. Choose from 3 weekly menu items, each including 40 grams of protein on average per serving. You can expect a variety of satisfying and flavorful recipes like Greek chicken salad with mint olive tapenade, enchilada spiced turkey bowls, and almond-crusted barramundi. Very delicious stuff. Now you can choose from 30 plus recipes weekly with the option to mix and match meals from different dietary preferences in the same box without changing your plan, i.e. you could order a vegan one day, keto the next. You can mix it up. You can do whatever you want with Green Chef. Get everything you need at Green Market, our one-stop shop for quick breakfast, brunch kits, wholesome lunches, and more. You can easily add on to your weekly order, so you can add that onto your meals. Get everything you need in one delivery. Green Chef is the only meal kit that is both carbon and plastic offset, which is great considering the news today about the plastics. We offset 100% of our delivery emissions to the door, as well as 100% of the plastic in every box. Plus, nearly all packaging materials are curbside recyclable in most areas in the U.S. With Green Chef, you're reducing your food waste by up to 23%. Versus grocery shopping. That's the estimation.
Man, the people in Indiana could have used Green Chef.
Yep. Or everybody was using it. Maybe they'd have the smaller pile of plastic. Not only good for the environment, but good for your home and getting people comfortable with cooking and following recipes. My wife and I both love Green Chef nights. Very fun. You get around, you spend time together, you cook together, you follow the recipe. It's always delicious because they make it perfect every time. So get in on the action with us. It's great at Green Chef. Go to greenchef.com/hardfactor60. Use code hardfactor60 to get 60% off plus free shipping. Go to greenchef.com/hardfactor60 and use code hardfactor60 to get 60% off plus free shipping for Green Chef, the #1 meal kit for eating well. Delicious.
Hell
okay.
Yeah.
And now thank you to all of our listeners who support the podcast by using our sponsorship deals. And thanks to everyone for sending in so many lovely news stories like these next ones that sent me down a bit of a rabbit hole, like I said at the top of the show, that now we'll all go down together. And it's about the age of, quote unquote, disinformation, right?
That's usually the start of an orgy. And now we'll all go down together.
Yeah, except this orgy is unfortunately just about people ratting each other out online. And it's called the age of disinformation. We talked a lot about censorship this week with our main YouTube page being shut down for showing a sliver of a nipple on accident. Hey, look, we're not.
Good Lord,
look, we're not putting out pornography.
Oh no,
here.
it's a tenth of a nipple.
Look,
dude, I should have that YouTube algorithm check photos of me shirtless for cancer. I couldn't believe it caught it. You know, like it was like so slight, dude.
I mean, what an uproar over a tenth of a nipple. My goodness.
A lot. Racist. And we're paying our penance. We're paying our penance. We're getting censored
black nipple too.
We're getting censored for a week.
That's racist censorship.
Very racist censorship.
Yeah.
But anyways, let's talk about the source of a lot of this censorship these days. What's going on, right? And so, like, of course, there are social media companies themselves, like Facebook and Google, who owns YouTube, who own the platforms, the social media platforms. They will regulate it for appropriateness of the content, right? Like, you can't be putting crazy shit out there. You can't do the bestiality, much to Wes's chagrin. You know, you got to put only Snapchat allows that these days. So, we messed up, shame on us for the nip sliver. And we get that, right? It's all good. Like, hey, we'll get our account back in a week. Nip sliver, whoops. Okay. We'll get it. We'll get it fixed.
But slammed his coffee mug down when he saw it. What in the hell?
Appeal this review. Are you kidding? Are you kidding?
Sliver of a black nipple.
Fucking magnifying glass out to see it.
I see the areola clearly. And so I mean, that guy was pissed when he saw the nip sliver. We get it. All right, we broke the rules.
Nipple.
You take us out for a week. You take us out for a
Amy.
week. All right. Give us a break. All right. We'll be back nipple free next week.
Yeah.
But then there's other reasons, right? So you can break a little like regular rule on the thing. There's other reasons that you could get censored too. Kind of like when TikTok permanently deleted our account last year for no very specific reasons, even though we kept appealing and asking for it, other than that you have to assume their parent company, the Communist Party of China, doesn't like our content. Or at least that's what we have to presume, given the lack of explanation. Just take down video after video, whatever. So you have to assume
a few shots at them.
Shit rolls downhill, right? Maybe you didn't like it. Okay. And so, where did the desire of all these companies originate from in the U.S. to double down on censorship so hard recently? And, not only was there global government agencies like the FBI in the USA and like Modi in India, like Jack pointed out, others elsewhere around the globe trying to control social media via censorship. And that was widely uncovered in the Twitter files and Mark Zuckerberg's Joe Rogan interview last year, right? That kind of blew the lid off of how much government involvement there is in social media regulation. But also, there's actually a whole host of global organizations that are now dedicated to the eradication of disinformation. And disinformation seems to be just anything that these particular organizations don't agree with. And take, for example, the Global Disinformation Index, or the GDI. This is a page from their website. It's a British nonprofit, also registered in America, that states that their mission is to, quote unquote, defund disinformation. And what that means is that they try to cancel shows they find by scouring the entire internet that they don't like. And how do they do this?
What if you're labeled as a comedy show?
How do they do this, Mark? They do it by attacking the advertisers of the shows they dislike in coordinated attacks to get them to stop doing ads with anything that this private charity organization deems disinformation, right? So it's a charity that's ruining businesses on purpose. Now, would they happen to be?
That's not very charitable.
Would they happen to be reporting videos to social media companies for shows they don't like and stomping on the necks of struggling artists all over the globe? They wouldn't do that as a charity. Yes, they would. That's literally the design of the company.
That's their motto. That's their mission statement.
I think that company they set up to catch gay priests was a charity too.
Yeah, a lot of nonprofits are nefarious. Oh, and by the way, the few people who have been exposed as being a part of the GDI, like Claire Medford is one of the few names you can get, happen to be members of the World Economic Forum.
Oh, so here we go. Before we get into the WEF, I'd like to point out that charity is also a top stripper name. So there are a few ironies.
Lots of ironies with the word charity.
She's just so giving.
Yeah, coming to the main stage. Don't keep your ones. She's not for profit. Charity.
You might think she's doing something good.
She's got 501c cups.
These donations are tax free. All right. So Claire Medford, she's the only person you can really find, maybe one other name, who is part of the Global Disinformation Index, because they have masked all their names. I'll get to that. It's so shady, in fact, what they're doing, that the GDI have gotten lawyers to hide the identity of their executive officers and their largest donors on their 2021 tax returns that they provided to the Washington Examiner. And all that may lead to a congressional investigation of why they're an organization organizing money to ruin the lives of small business owners and not admitting who their donors are. And they're also not being taxed because they're a 501c3. And they're not admitting who runs the company besides Claire Medford.
What kind of company? Who are they attacking, Willie? Like, what kind of? Do we know
anybody they consider disinformation? They haven't published the list, Pat. That's the interesting part. So,
but
it's
are
not
they
necessarily.
Is it possible they're actually fucking with disinformation? Or
Pat, they haven't. If they were, they'd publish the list of who they've gone after. So it's not necessarily that all these social media companies want to censor you, but often they're forced by malicious actors such as government officials and targeted complaint attacks designed to ruin people's lives that are coordinated by charities, nonprofits, and just like the members of the group, the GDI, they've masked their identities. The non-taxed British/Delaware-based Global Disinformation Index has never published, Pat, a list of the brands that they're trying to ruin. So we could be actually on the fucking list and have no idea. So,
yeah. I mean, that's par for the course. Everyone's been trying to fuck with us. Even when at Barstool, there were some employees like creating fake accounts to talk shit about us. Like this makes sense. No, everyone's got a hard on for us trying to make people laugh. Like seems to be everyone's after Hard Factor.
I mean,
TikTok and
nobody
YouTube
knows
bands. And so what the fuck are we doing that's so bad?
Laughing, having a good time.
Yeah.
Talking
what the fuck,
about
y'all?
The news.
Chill out. We're just trying to make people laugh.
Anyway,
we have no news agenda.
Pat, Mark, we can't assume we're on the list, but we don't know because they won't publish it.
I'm sure we are.
So that's one reason for all the censorship these days. Groups like that, the Global Disinformation Index, and censorship charities that are popping up left and right. And another reason is like this: giant corporations like BlackRock, who definitely don't donate to stuff like the GDI, right? They definitely wouldn't do that. You wouldn't see that happen if they actually expose their donors, for sure. But they are for sure enforcing cancel culture onto the advertising business with a different acronym. It's called CEI, the Corporate Equality Index. It's a ranking system overseen by the Human Rights Campaign, a nonprofit which is heavily funded by George Soros. And basically what they do is if your CEI score isn't up to snuff, according to their charity nonprofit, then they report that to the world's largest business investors, BlackRock, Vanguard, and State Street Bank, who may in turn decide to divest in your company as one of your largest shareholders. And funny enough, the CEI, the Corporate Equality Index, that score rolls up to the ESG, the Environmental Social Governance score. That's the main system implemented by Klaus Schwab of the World Economic Forum. Correct, guys. The dude who dresses like a wizard, and his most famous quote is that you will own nothing and be happy about it. He's handing down censorship orders to a global network.
That can't be a real quote.
Designed to step on the throats of small businesses.
So was Bud Light's CEI real low? Is that why they did that?
Wes, it's funny that you bring that up. BlackRock is a big investor of Bud Light. And basically, long story short, Larry Fink, this guy, the BlackRock CEO, and Klaus Schwab's main ESG guy in the United States.
Why don't you slide your panties down?
He's said that a few times.
Yeah.
See if you can get your hand
Slide him
around
over.
Slide your panties over.
Just slide them over a little bit.
Yeah,
Fink's going in.
Don't wear any next time.
Let me flick him on my angular nose.
Annoying.
I'm going to talk to your boss about this panty situation. I thought we had that cleared up.
Yeah.
Fragrances I
supposed
like.
to wear any.
What are we going to do now? You're already here.
All right, you're here. So basically, long story short, guys, this Larry Fink guy who looks like he sounds like that. He's the BlackRock CEO, Klaus Schwab's main ESG guy in the United States, and he has publicly stated, and somehow unironically, it's written in articles, he thinks that smaller companies should be deleted economically by larger businesses if they don't fall in line with ESG, CEI, GDI, and whatever else BlackRock wants you to do as an organization. So just like Xi and the CCP in China, Larry Fink and BlackRock are a lot of the reason why, and the federal government are a lot of the reason why you're seeing so many videos censored on the internet as disinformation in the United States as well. And Wes, he is absolutely the reason why Dylan Mulvaney is now the face of Bud Light to get that CEI score up. Nike and so many other brands want to keep BlackRock investment money flowing.
I wasn't paying. ESG is the environmental score. What's CEI?
It's called
cultural.
It's called. Let's see. CEI is the.
What's the premise of it?
It's this one.
It's like a wokeness level.
It's like a woke. Is that what it is? Like
corporate equality
index.
Got it.
Corporate equality index.
But it just comes down to dollars. Like in the same way that like right now, so Fox is fucked, right, with their Dominion voting thing. We covered that a little bit. Essentially, Fox was like cash equals doubting the election, and now they're fucked because Dominion looks like they're going to win potentially their defamation lawsuit, and now Fox's investors who were fucking stoked for a second there and we're like, yeah, deny the election because it brings cash in, but now the fact that Fox is getting hit with a massive multi-billion-dollar defamation suit. The investors are suing Fox, being like, "You idiots! What were you doing? You're fucking with our money." It's all about cash, right? It's like whatever's driving. Like, why is Dylan Mulvaney the ambassador for Bud Light? It's because someone thought it was going to make cash. That's what.
Big surprise that Jack Severt loves BlackRock, who is funding the Ukraine war and wants it to go on forever. That is the least shocking thing I've ever seen in my life. Also, one last thing on this segment that you guys can't unsee.
She's not the face of Bud Light, by the way. It's just,
dude.
No, but one of
is real.
She is now.
Dude, that Kid Rock video I thought was like, I didn't even know it was Kid Rock. I was scrolling and I was like, well, that's a death threat, whoever that guy was. And it's like, that's not off the internet. It's on the internet. He is insane. But he's also just trying to pay his fucking bills. That's the same thing that Big and Rich is doing, being like, we're not serving Bud Light at our club in Nashville anymore. Because he's trying to, because it's like, they're just like, we're niche.
Everybody play to our base to get paid. All of it's about money.
It's all about money.
Shocking that all of this is always about money. Like
and BlackRock is pulling the strings. Who's surprised by that?
They own the most assets. They have the most money. They're the king.
Well, it's backfired on them because Bud Light's lost a ton of money over this.
Kid Rock,
they don't care. They don't care. Yeah. I'm not arguing with you.
Yeah. I don't think it's as much of a conspiracy.
One last thing, though. You need to see this. You can't unsee it. I'm sorry for that. But Dylan Mulvaney and Ben Shapiro are potentially identical twins. And it's not just that. Yeah. So
wait a minute. What's going on there?
Dylan Mulvaney and Ben Shapiro are potentially identical
twins. Is that
twins.
just Ben Shapiro in a wig?
Is that an AI generated morph?
No. Those are real photographs of Dylan Mulvaney and Ben Shapiro.
Do you remember when Wet Ass Pussy came out and Ben Shapiro was so offended? He
same person.
He read the lyrics.
Is the Matrix glitched?
I can't see a difference in their faces at all.
Same person. It's crazy. Anyways,
only in the
I blame that all on Larry Fink. So that's my 2 cents.
Put a wig on Shapiro. He owes us one.
Can we put a yarmulke on this Mulvaney lady and tell her to pull her panties over?
Yeah.
At Shapiro's, girls don't wear panties.
What the hell is she doing with panties on? Gotta talk to her boss again, apparently. What about no panties? Does this group not get?
Those panties, I feel.
Shapiro understood.
Your vagina better be made of panties.
I control $300 trillion in assets, and I can't get you clowns to send over a whore without panties on.
I gotta deal with panties. All right. Well,
it's dark stuff, Will. I'm sure a lot of it's true, and it's dark stuff. BlackRock is it's not great. Like
they can pull some strings.
No, it's not fake.
We talked about this. We talked about this on a couple shows ago. I mentioned it. We all agree. BlackRock buys up all the housing in the past several years and drives up the price.
But they drive up Jack's stock price, so leave them alone, right?
Well, look, it's all about capitalizing. They're making their employees money. It is capitalism. It is capitalism.
It's being a piece of shit is what it is what BlackRock does. And
well, there's a fine line. Yeah, I agree. There's a fine line sometimes in capitalism and being a piece of shit. It's
they're the biggest. Line. They're the biggest turds in the game right now. BlackRock.
Watch the documentary on what's his name, Gosen, the Renault Nissan CEO. He was just he would just fire 30,000 people and then he would make profit and everyone was happy except for the people that got fired.
Well, yeah, except for the 30,000.
Yeah, exactly. That's just how it works. Thank you, Will. Guys, what's worse than buying a pair of expensive sunglasses and losing them right after you get them? The answer is breaking them. That's right. The answer is breaking them. I hate it. I hate when I break my sunglasses. But since I got Shady Rays, don't have to worry about that. Shady Rays makes high-quality sunglasses that are just as good, actually better than expensive ones. And Shady Rays are a fraction of the price. These are the ones I got on right now. They're called the Patriotic Tortoise Polarized. They are phenomenal. I had a black guy compliment me on them on the other day. And that is, when a black guy stops you and says,
you're being stylish.
Cool. Yeah, those
right?
are some fresh shades.
Yeah.
It's like, thank you, sir. You made my day. Yeah. Shady Rays are durable, built to tackle all of life's outdoor adventures.
I'm going to go listen to some rap later.
Sir, let me tell you something. You don't understand. There's serious remnants of me being dressed by my mom that influenced my style. And you telling me that you like my sunglasses.
Hang on, wait right there. I'm going to call my girlfriend. Can you say it? Can you say it again? Can you say it again in about 10 seconds? I'm going to FaceTime my girlfriend real quick.
It means a lot. You have no idea.
Look, sir, I have a lot of LL Bean in my closet. Okay, I don't know how it got there, but it's there. And wow.
Thank you so much. They make me look good. Plus, all Shady Rays have polarized lenses for crystal clear vision and sun protection. That's the real test of a good pair of sunglasses. Shady Rays isn't happy unless you're happy. That's why they give you 30 days to try them. And if you don't like them, you can exchange them or return them for free. With every order, the Shady Rays Impact Program works with nonprofits worldwide to make an impact in the lives of children and young adults, like building play sets for pediatric cancer patients and creating adventures for young adults with cancer and MS. I mean, what a venture, right? Mm-hmm. You and Shady Rays are making an impact together. Again, I love them because they're stylish. Fraction of the cost is more expensive. And if you break them, they'll send you a replacement pair. Is that right?
And that's pretty nice. Yeah,
is that what they do?
That is right. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is
and what's better than getting one pair of Shady Rays and not worrying if you break or lose them? The answer is getting two. Go to shadyrays.com/hardfactor. Use code HARDFACTOR. For a limited time, when you buy one pair of Shady Rays, you'll get a second pair free. That's SHADYRAYS.com/hardfactor. Code HARDFACTOR to get a second pair of Shady Rays free. ShadyRays.com/hardfactor. Code HARDFACTOR. They got sunglasses for kids. They got sunglasses for women. They got sunglasses for dudes. They got sunglasses for everybody. And look, there's Will got some for his daughter. Yeah, those are nice.
Other sunglasses. I got my wife's side sunglasses.
Yep.
I got it. Sunglasses for everybody.
My girlfriend loves the ones I got for her. So, and they're just they look like they are high quality, but they look like they cost thousands of dollars. All right, guys, let's move on. I've got a soft corner and fools that work in schools combo here. So let's go to the great state of Oklahoma, home of Carriage Hills.
Wait. Pat, what does your great aunt say?
Oklahoma, where the wind blows down.
Didn't she start?
First word. Oh, yeah, she originated the role on Broadway and then in the film.
Right.
Shirley Jones. She just turned 90 years old.
Shirley Jones, Pat's relative.
Wow.
The grandma,
great aunt.
the great aunt, the grandma who played the whore in Grandma's Boys.
Mm-hmm. Oscar winner. Oscar winner, best support. Or she just turned 89, sorry. Oscar winner for...
she was the original Oklahoma the Broadway. Yeah.
And Carousel. And she was the mom of the Partridge Family.
There you go.
Right.
Cool. Yeah. How come we're not getting hooked up by that?
Right?
I love that cool, Wes. Can you say cool like that more often? Cool.
Hey, Aunt Shirley, I have a podcast.
Hey, Aunt Shirley, can you get us hooked up? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You hook us up?
Oscar
I got a podcast, Shirley.
We got BlackRock breathing down our neck, Aunt Shirley.
It's really cool.
Yeah, cool.
Check it out.
Cool. Anyway, Oklahoma, Carriage Hills Elementary. Here it is. Looks pretty nice, right? I mean, it's no Neil A. Armstrong where I went to school, but wrestling.
Yeah.
But
that was a nice school.
It's pretty nice.
Yeah.
When was this built? Like the 80s?
This
70s,
one?
80s?
Yeah, this is probably the late 70s, early 80s.
Late 70s, early 80s. Yeah.
Look, here's the inside of it. Pretty nice. Anyway, pretty ordinary elementary school, American ordinary elementary school, but it's home to an unnamed four-eyed geek, and is having a teacher charged with the misdemeanor assault and battery after the student says the teacher targeted him during a game of dodgeball. Okay, so from the article, according to court documents, the nerd went to the principal at Carriage Hills Elementary after the man allegedly hit him 3 times. Once in the back, ouch. Once in the leg, double ouch. And once in the face, which knocked the nerd's glasses off.
You already got me.
Yeah. Yeah.
You already got me, man.
Yeah, you already got me.
And knocking a nerd's glasses off during dodgeball is worth just as much as hitting a fat kid in the face or a spazzy kid in the nuts. You know what I mean?
It's the best. Knocking a kid's glasses off.
Yeah.
You already got me.
It's the best.
Oh, man.
You already got me.
I hit a kid in the hand one time at summer camp on a field trip, and he was hurt so bad he didn't get on the bus back.
Yeah.
Nut shots are also pretty brutal in dodgeball.
Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah, it's a fat kid in the face, spazzy kid in the nuts, or the geek knocking the glasses off. We're all worth 1,000 points.
That's the trifecta.
Yeah. You threw a perfect game if you get all those. So the crybaby.
Enough's enough, all right?
Yeah.
They shouldn't.
You got me. Yeah. I said I was out.
Okay.
I said I was out.
I was waving my hands. Yeah.
I was going to sit down. So, according to the documents, the nerd went to the principal, and he told police that he had thrown a dodgeball while playing a game, which bounced off another student and hit the teacher. And the teacher got mad, quickly turned around, smiled, and realized that it was just his chance to get this
Billy
fucking
Madison, this kid.
nerd. Yeah, he's like, "Oh, Arwen hit me. Oh my God, thank God." So then he unleashes a relentless barrage of manly dodgeball throws until eventually he delivered the kill shot, knocking the kid's glasses off. And even though he's just probably grazed by this nerd.
So everyone on the playground laughed at the teacher for getting out by Arwen, and that set him off. Everyone's like, "Ooh,
listen,
Arwen got you out," and the teacher succumbed to peer pressure from like
It was his button
from his childhood.
Yeah,
they pushed his button. They found the weakness and they stepped on it.
Listen, there's nothing worse than getting bested by the biggest nerd in class. You never grow out of that.
No.
And that's what happened. Arwen
was his
bested
middle
him.
school. He kisses a 12-year-old immediately and then knocks a dodgeball at someone's face.
Oh no.
So Arwen then went to the principal, told her what happened. Several students were like, "Yeah, that's what happened. He hit Arwen's glasses off." And then
it was hilarious.
Yeah, it's the best. So they interviewed the teacher. The police came. The employee said he was sitting in the class, and Arwen threw the ball at him and another teacher and wouldn't apologize for it. So the teacher was like, "Can you believe Arwen just threw this fucking ball at us? I hate this little fuck. Watch this. Yeah. I'm gonna fuck Arwen up, bro." And he said he hit Arwen with the ball. Asked if he should apologize for doing that, and Arwen was like, "Yeah." And then he told the kid that was how he and the other teacher felt. He's trying to teach him a lesson. Like, you didn't apologize to us. Why should we apologize to you? And then he did it 3 more times. And then, of course, he knocked his glasses off. So, and I don't know. I did a little digging, about 3 minutes of digging. I'm not sure, but I think I may have found the teacher responsible for this. Look at this post from Twitter from 2020.
Let's dox him.
From Kelt at K. Mims says, "Proud to announce I'll be an elementary PE teacher next year in Lawton. God is so good, man, and it's of Drake, being real hype."
Drake gift.
Yeah.
Vibes are high, bro.
Yeah. So, and then here's a close up
of the 17 teams he likes.
Here's a close up of Kelt, and maybe it's just my own stereotype, me trying to make the story work, but I got to think a black PE teacher who looks like Kelt is not going to be very happy when the white nerd Arwen pelts him with a dodgeball. In fact, Arwen's the last person.
That is racist.
It's fairly racist.
Arwen is the last person that should hit Kelt with the dodgeball.
Maybe it's just maybe on racist term.
Yeah.
I think if he was black and nerdy with glasses, it would have been the same result.
No.
The fact that he was Indian, it really.
Wait! You think this is a racial attack?
Absolutely.
The little fucking Indian kid Arwen did
this? Yeah. Nothing worse. So, you guys don't think so? They don't think this might be the guy?
I think we nailed it on the
nothing
nerd,
to do with his
aspect.
race.
I think it was the nerd aspect. I think it was the nerd part.
Yeah.
I don't know. You don't think a black PE teacher would be a little more mad if the white nerdy kid hit him with a dodgeball?
Why would the black
I
PE
wouldn't
teacher be
know.
more upset
No.
than any other race of
I wouldn't know as a not black person, but as a human being, I understand the nerd aspect of getting offended by the nerd. So I don't know how to answer that.
No.
Yeah.
Wes.
I think you guys are just being coy.
I like DJ Bear. Let me put in a comment. I like DJ.
You know,
Bear
like like what was it?
Mike. What's it?
What was the comment from Bear?
Oh, DJ Bear Nuts comes in and he says, that teacher's gonna fuck that kid's mom now. She's a nerd.
Yeah. That would have been a better response, honestly.
Yeah.
That's what he should have done.
So anyway, the teacher was released on $1,000 bond. Probably wasn't Kelp, by the way. I'm just found. That was the only thing I found on Twitter.
You don't even know if that was the teacher.
No, not at all.
Are you just projecting your specific black PE teacher here? Is that
that's exactly what I'm? That's exactly what I'm
Wes
projecting.
just found a black teacher for a punchline.
Yeah,
PE teacher on
could have
Twitter
been a white
found
teacher. That
could have been. I have no idea if it was Kelt or not.
Wow.
Okay.
I prefaced it with that, didn't I?
I don't know.
Yeah, I did.
I don't know.
The employee was released
Yeah, I did.
on $1,000 bond, and his court date was set for May 10th. So we'll keep you posted on what happens to possibly Kelt.
Possibly. Who was the guy you showed?
That's Kelt.
Maybe.
He's a guy on Twitter he found.
Yeah. Well, I searched Lawton.
He found a teacher at the school.
I searched Lawton.
I searched
Lawton Elementary, and this was the first. This was the first thing that came up on Twitter. Was Kelt being excited that
doesn't say anything about elementary PE in Lawton.
Yeah.
Okay.
Could be another Lawton.
Could be.
So
I prefaced it that way, didn't I?
I did. Listen back, you'll hear. Anyway.
What does that matter? Still, never mind.
Listen.
Was this 100% theoretical?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Warned you.
Look at this black PE teacher.
Let's say it wasn't even. Let's say it wasn't
hates
even
nerds.
Kelp. Maybe it wasn't even Kelp, but if it was Kelp, he would have been even angrier than the guy that threw the ball at him.
Yeah. Kelp's getting even with Arwen.
You gotta watch yourself, Arwen. Yeah. You gotta read the room, Arwen.
Yo, Arwen, you fucked up, Arwen.
I'm telling you.
Kelt's gonna get those cheeks of Arwen's mom,
Yeah.
though. I think Baronet's is right.
The kids definitely made fun of the teacher for getting hit by the nerd.
Oh,
Yeah, that's what sparked it.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh yeah, Kelt, if it is him or not, whoever the teacher was, as you guys said, they hit the button, Pat. Like you said, they found the nerve from childhood and they pinched it.
Arwen hasn't gotten anyone out all year. He just got out Mr. Kelt.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Mr. Kelt.
Yeah. It was like the equivalent of like a 12-year-old taking off his shirt in front of Jared, the Subway guy. You know, like you struck a nerve for Jared.
It hit home.
Yep.
Yeah.
By the way, that Subway documentary, not a must watch, but because it's so goddamn disturbing. But Jesus Christ, fuck that guy.
Yeah.
Jared.
Oh my God. I hope he's getting killed in prison, man. I hope he's getting just
Doesn't he
murdered.
get out sometime soon?
Never.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's getting out soon.
Yeah, dude.
Are you kidding me? I might meet him at the courthouse.
I think that's why they did the documentary, because
I might meet him at the courthouse.
They're trying to make it clear that this guy is not rehabilitated.
Protest him at the courthouse. That'd be sick.
I don't know if I'm gonna protest him. Well, I might Kelt him.
Kelt him. Yeah. Oh, just hit him with a dodgeball right in the face.
With a Subway sandwich.
Jared getting smoked with a dodgeball in the face would be the best.
Definitely hates Jared.
Yeah, but that's
oh my God.
That's
not racial.
Jared said to his girlfriend, he goes, I want you to watch me pound a little kid. So
the documentary is disturbing. He's not rehabilitatable if you watch the documentary. 2029, early 2029, March. So 6 years.
Christ. Put that on my calendar.
Yeah.
Get a dodgeball. All right.
Yep. Put it
Maybe
in
a
there
couple
now.
PE teachers.
Yeah. I mean, if you have like
grab Kelt.
If you have like a uncurable disease and you have like months to live and your timeline is like
Jared is a target.
April, May 2029, you just go kill that dude.
No. Don't forget about Jared's compatriot either, whatever that guy's name is. Kill that guy too.
Eric has the poll results, but he didn't do the poll right. Sorry, Eric.
He said it's 50-50.
No. Do you evacuate during a massive hurricane or stay? That wasn't. That was.
It's all good.
It's all good.
90% said evacuate. Right?
Yeah.
This next story is hilarious only because no one died. And we're going to look at it from that lens. But what we're specifically going to look at is a rare look into the home of a pit bull owner. And one of the dangers that could be associated with being the child, right, of a pit bull owner. Now, a pit bull largely will not attack.
That's a big pool of dangers.
Right. A pit bull owner will largely not attack its own child, right? It will attack the neighbor's child, some other child.
Unless it's like dark, it can't see or something, right? It's like, oh.
Right. Tell that to the people in Tennessee that killed both their kids.
Just, Wes, the reason this is a great story and we're going to have a good time around it is because no one dies in this story. Because back on January 28th, there was something going on in an apartment in Columbus, Ohio. And exactly what, I'm not sure. But I'm going to play you a video, guys. I'm going to play you a video. And in this video, you're going to see and you're going to hear two, I would estimate, maybe a 3-year-old and a 5-year-old, probably, just getting down in the living room. It's evening time. The TV's on. There's a gaming chair in front of the television. There's an L-shaped couch, and these two kids are just babbling to each other, hopping around the couch. And in the distance, in the background, down the hall, outside of these living rooms. This is one of these apartments with brown carpet. You know, we've all lived in these apartments. They're a brown carpet apartment, right? Like just the type where like cigarettes were smoked inside by a resident at some point. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Right. Like yellow cabinets.
100%.
Dude, I've got a brown carpet house. I know exactly. I live the brown carpet life.
But
I know exactly what you mean.
Yep. So that's that kind of situation. So down the hall, you're going to hear two women talking, and it's kind of inaudible, but one of them is talking about rent, something like that.
Dude, I've got a brown carpet and look like I could own a pit bull too, so I really get it.
Yeah.
And one of the kids, the older of the two, finds something in the couch cushions, takes it out, and it goes boom, guys. And
what?
Yeah.
Nobody dies.
Nobody dies, but it was a fully loaded handgun that was, for some reason, in the couch cushions of this couch.
No,
that's where I keep it. My hands, it's at hand level when I sit on the couch.
Yeah, so it is a convenient location.
We're going to get into all that. We're going to get into all that, Mark. Why was it there? Why was it stored there?
And that's why I have the couch facing the front door, so I can grab it.
Yep. So the two women run in. You're going to hear them. And then you're not going to hear, who you're not going to hear, mostly because everything he said was an expletive and was already bleeped out from the video that I ripped, is Matt Rivas, 28-year-old Matt Rivas from Columbus, Ohio, who runs to the room with his pit bull shirtless and starts looking for the handgun. And he finds it, guys. And if Matt leaving a loaded handgun in the couch cushions around a 5 and a 3-year-old didn't let you know that he doesn't know how to handle a firearm, what happens when he discovers the gun will really let you know that he doesn't know how to handle a firearm. Here's a video, guys. No, the fucking gun goes off again. It's fucking
he has another discharge.
Here we go, guys.
Guy's an ace with the gun. They shared this?
Yeah, they shared this. They had to because it was a court proceeding.
So where are the kids are blurred out on the couch. Got it. Okay. Those are the kids.
Is it playing?
Yeah, guys, my internet is real slow. Yeah. So it's not playing for me, and this might be
okay, we see the still image. Pat, just describe what happens basically, because we're not seeing the motion of what happens. So just tell us.
Dang it!
Oh, look, it's got a little gaming. They've got the little gaming chair.
Yeah, it's a regular. Look, it's a regular like American family room where there's kids on the couch. They're playing. It's an L-shaped couch. They're on one end of it.
Here, someone. I'm gonna rewind it back and add.
Yeah, I'll do this.
See if it'll work.
Quick. I'll do this real quick. Hold up, where are you at? I got it.
Maybe it'll work. I'm not gonna be able to hear it, so you guys talk over it. But
all right,
if it does in fact play,
let's see if it's playing. Will it play? No, still no motion. It must just be your connection, because I can't.
Bastards! Damn it. Okay. Well, that was.
And then I come out the closet.
There's kind of the whole bit, unfortunately, but I can't share it. But guys, what was in there? I think I have the photos here, maybe. Yeah. Damn, that's such a bummer, man.
Sorry.
It's okay. It's okay, guys.
Why don't
Hey,
you
you're
text
moving
it- why don't you
soon.
text it
You're-
to one of us.
You're moving soon. Your Chicago basement's gonna have way better internet.
Oh, it's
Text
not the
it.
internet. Well,
Text
I don't
it
know
to
what
us.
I can text. Yeah, I
Text
will
it
text
to
it
us.
to you. Hey,
Text
text it to me.
it.
Hey,
Text it to us.
do me a favor and text it to me.
We didn't make it all the way here not to see this video.
Text me
true.
the thing.
It's pretty amazing, and I also captured.
Shoot it
so
at
you
me.
You can hear exactly what these ladies are saying.
Hey, grab it out of the couch and throw it to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, here we go. I'm gonna. You know what, guys? I'm just gonna text it to you. I'm just gonna shoot a text right at you.
Hey,
you'll be
text
able
it
to
to
see
us.
it.
Wes is sneezing.
Oh, here we
Wes
go.
is barely holding on. So everybody, at the beginning, he said he's feeling fine. It's a lie. I was talking to him right before the show, and he said he felt horrible. So we know Wes is putting on a brave face for the listeners today, but this is his flu game.
And while we're waiting, if you can't see, remember we're on YouTube highlights, Hard Factor highlights instead of Hard Factor main. We'll be back on our Hard Factor main next week. Some people watch the pod, Spotify, you can watch it, YouTube, you can watch it. Some people just listen to the pod. So we're talking through this, but Glenn Baker is not the first person. Glenn Baker from
Lots of
Canada,
people in
not
on
the first
Pat's
person to
V-neck,
comment
yeah.
on Pat's deep V-neck on the shirt.
It's the style, man.
Letting
It's
that
nice.
hamburger meat hang out.
Pat, I'm gonna download it for you. Hang on, I found it on YouTube. I'm just gonna download it real quick.
No, it should be. In
Oh
your
no,
text,
he
too.
redid it. He redid it. It's not your texts aren't
it
coming through.
Enhance
Text
it.
isn't coming through.
The texts aren't
Texts
coming
aren't
through.
coming.
I got it. I got
no.
it.
You fucking. Oh yeah, if
What-
Wes can get it up, I guess it'll do.
it.
Wes is doing the move, the tech guy move.
Move.
I got it.
Oh, that's okay. It'll still be worth it, guys. My enhancements were only limited. It really truly does come across.
It's gonna be worth it. We're gonna watch it,
It's almost here.
and it's
Here
gonna
we go.
be worth
Ready?
it.
It's almost here.
Yeah.
Look at Wes, Johnny on the
Oh,
spot.
here it is.
Okay, so the kids are playing on the end of the couch.
Yep. Now they're moving.
One kid
Jumping
is moving
around,
real
jumping
close to
around.
that crack.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm just
moving
gonna-
right to a crack. in
Floor
the
is
couch.
lava. The
Uh-oh.
floor is lava.
Oh no. Yep,
Oh!
there it is. Yeah, they were. Yep. She was jumping
Everyone
right
runs and
towards
cries.
that. She shot the gun into the couch.
Wait, this guy's like 4'8". This guy's like 5'2".
There's the
Shirtless.
pit bull.
This guy's so short.
Small.
He yells at
shirtless.
No,
How is it her fault? How is that her fault?
don't fire the gun in the house. No.
Dude, how is
how
that
short
her
he is.
fault? Why is he yelling at his daughter? Get your fucking gun, dumbass.
It went off again.
Oh my god.
Hello, I'm Mark Brown. Get more great ABC.
Wow.
Wow, that guy sucks.
That's gunpowder, Matt. Get it. Where is it? There it is.
How did he set
okay.
it off the second time? It must have been lodged in a cushion, and when he grabbed it, it went off. Because
I don't know, Will. Matt does a lot of things wrong. I want to point a couple things out, guys.
Someone needs
First
to
of all,
shoot his dick off. It's a shame it didn't shoot him in the balls.
Good
Right.
lord, man.
so in the bottom right-hand corner,
Guy
you're going
shouldn't
to
be
see
reproducing.
it's camera 2, guys, which means there's a camera 1, potentially a camera 3. Now, look, I'm not a home security expert, but that's a fucking brown carpeted apartment. What does that tell you, having at least 2 cameras in a brown
They
carpeted
deal
apartment?
drugs.
Drug dealers, motherfucker.
Yep.
Here, take a look at that dog. What kind of dog is that, Wes? What do you see there?
I mean, from here, it looks like a pit bull.
It's a
Gun in the
mix.
couch, multiple camera angles, pit bulls. You sell more than weed, sir.
And when was the last time Matt wasn't shirtless? Let me
Yeah, I was
ask
gonna
you
say
that.
wore a shirt. Never. Yeah.
Look at that, man. Just coming out from the bedroom, shirtless. For what
Yelling
reason?
at his daughter for shooting his gun. That
Oh, he
left.
wasn't yelling. He wasn't yelling. It was the mom's yelling. So the mom,
No,
the
he
mom
said,
of
no!
the kids.
He
No, he
pointed at one
did.
of the kids and was like, no,
Yeah, he said no.
bad,
No, he was yelling.
Wake up, Matt.
Yeah.
It was a woman that said no.
Really?
Yeah.
They
trust
were
me.
all. I mean,
So, yeah, he got how much time you think he got, guys? April 4th, he pled guilty to 2 counts of
Well,
negligent
did they
storage
find
of a
all the
firearm.
cocaine?
No,
okay.
because the
Just
mom
that?
turned him in. The mom
just
turned
that.
him in.
Probably not a ton, but
Yeah, 2 years.
10 days in jail, guys.
yeah, I was gonna say not much for that.
10 days in jail.
I mean, what an idiot. That's terrible. That makes you sick to your stomach. As somebody who actually likes guns and wants to keep shooting them
Those
for the
kids
rest of
are-
your life.
those
People like
kids are
him are
fucked.
gonna get them fucking taken away.
Well,
What
those
was he
kids
doing
are,
to the
those
couch?
kids are fucked. Even if they don't get shot,
No,
those
they need
kids
to
are
take-
raised by that dude.
They need to take those kids away.
Yeah.
Immediately.
What was that gun doing in the couch, guys? What was that? What was that
insane,
gun?
dude.
It's
He's
Loaded
insane.
gun without a
It's
safety doing
to
in the
pull
couch.
out on someone trying to rob him when they inevitably do, as often happens in a brown carpeted drug dealer's house.
See how surprised Matt was that gun went off? He said, "Damn it! That's where it was.
Yeah. I lost it.
I've been looking for
Thought
that.
I lost it this morning. Now my daughter's shooting it into the couch.
Heel. Anyway,
Well, damn.
fuck
10
that
days
guy.
in jail. Wow. Yeah, that guy's an asshole. He needs what? So like, he's a felon. So I just don't know how you deal with it. Obviously, he needs to take a gun safety course, but like, fuck, man. I don't think there's any fix.
That dude's a lost cause.
Right? Like,
Come on,
there's no fixing that.
And he's gonna find a gun because he's a drug dealer. And he
Right.
needs a
Even
gun.
if he can't get one at a store, he's still gonna get his hands on
He's
one.
gonna get his hands on it.
I get paranoid.
I'll get you a couple 8-balls if you bring me a gun.
Right. I get paranoid about a weed pen being somewhere where my son can access it.
Yeah.
You know, a fucking loaded firearm, you psychopath.
Unbelievable. Lock it up, dude. If you have kids and your guns aren't locked up, you are a psycho.
So there's a new safe.
I mean, like, if
storage
you want to
law.
use it fast, go get a fucking fingerprint lock, man, that you can do like in 2 seconds.
Or
you know,
or
like
carry it when you leave the couch. Just take it
Well,
with you.
you're trying to reason with shirtless Matt, the drug dealer.
I get it. It's just that's it really backs up Timmy's joke at the top of the show.
Put it with the Coke, Matt.
The troubleshooting joke.
It's
I was
not
only
even
away
near-
from it for a
It's
minute.
not even near the Coke, Matt.
Yeah.
You got it in 2 different rooms. You're gonna have to go to 2 different rooms now.
Next to the Coke, you idiot.
Where is it?
Look at him. How stupid he looks.
Oh, he's
There it
tired.
is.
He's so tired.
There it is, Matt. Grab it. and it goes off again.
Was that my gun?
It's Cro-Magnum fucking forehead.
Yeah, look at that forehead, dude. He looks like a character. He looks like the
Avatar character,
like a bad guy from like a Toy Story, the neighbor, like the little
Sid?
punk neighbor, Sid. He looks kind of like Sid from Toy Story, all grown
I'm
up.
not gonna say
Sid, yeah.
which server it is, but Matt's email may be sick ids. So
Sid.
SICKIDZ 69. Sick ids 69.
Oh, good lord. He even likes the number 69. This is just bad for
Juggalo
humanity.
420. Let's get the wheel up. Get the wheel up.
All right, I got it.
Oh, you got it? Okay.
Oh no, Wes, you got it. You got the good wheel. You got the music wheel.
It's ready to go.
But seriously, why would you not wear a V-neck, these days?
Making a strong
No, it looks
case.
great, Pat. The listeners are right.
Pat's off tomorrow, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's why he's on the wheel. Doesn't matter, I guess.
Hey. No, it doesn't really matter. You can respin, but it doesn't really affect. But yeah, you can respin.
I'll take it. I'll just take the coffee. It's all good.
Not bad.
Damn. I mean, I guess Wes was Pat in that situation. Yeah, Pat's
No, because he's high five. It was supposed to be.
I'm
It was supposed to be 1v1.
Yeah. I
Oh,
forgot that was off.
Yeah, it's all good. You know what? I don't give a shit. I'll take it.
You sure,
okay?
Mark? We can respin that.
I'll take it. It's fine.
Okay.
It's
Well, I know
fine.
what story I'm doing. Florida Man Friday.
Yeah. No, everyone has the easy day but Marv.
Yeah, the hive's not too easy.
The one positive thing from the Matt situation is he was one of the first men to violate Ohio's new safe storage law. So they were like, hey, it's a good thing we enacted this law, Matt, because that was not safe storage of your gun.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
Good. So that guy, that dumbass has a law enacted after him.
That is good. No one got hurt technically, and now they
Hey,
made a law about it. That's good.
there you go. At least there's something positive out of that.
There you go. Get out there and have a great fucking day, y'all, and get a V-neck because it's just different.
Looks good. We need to get a Fat Boy Summer V-neck going.
Yeah. Why'd you bring the panties?
Slide them over.